Sid didn't sleep well. That wasn't new. The wall made noise at night, low creaks and vent howls that felt more biological than mechanical. But something sharper drifted in and out of his thoughts, keeping his eyes open long after exhaustion should have taken him. A twitchy alertness, the kind that settles over you right before a bad message hits. Even his StreetLink handset kept chiming half-alerts from a mesh tower that couldn't hold a stable channel, the screen flickering green text before dying again. Morning came in grays and static. His reclav blinked a warning. Partial network blackout in Sector 9. Another excuse Eterna would use to delay his payment processing, while still charging him double for so-called system latency. They were oh so good at pulling credits from scavies, never as good at sending them back. Sid stepped out and crossed the district, weaving through freshly formed puddles and the early buzz of scav crews gearing up for runs. The half-collapsed towers around him blinked weak lights from cracked windows. The noodle shop sign was lit, but dimmer. Way low must have blown another battery. The smell of broth still drifted out, thin but familiar. He headed east. Mesh repeaters clicked overhead as they tried to sync, and a few residents argued near a scav tower about whose turn it was to charge their street links. Sid kept walking, passing under a rusted transit overpass before turning toward the old med block. Miraj lived in a converted med building 4 sectors east. The place had peeling ID scanners and elevator panels that looked like someone had pried them off with a crowbar, then changed their mind halfway through and stuck them back with wire. He didn't trust elevators anyway. He climbed the stairs 2 at a time, boots echoing through the stairwell. She opened the door before he could knock.
You look like someone scraped off the wall. Come on in.
Feel like it, too.
Shower, then rooftop. Got something to show you.
The water barely worked, thin streams poking through rusted holes in the shower head. Still, he used it. Sometimes the heat kicked in for a second or two. When it did, he stood there and let it hit, letting his mind slow down long enough to remember what comfort used to feel like. His ear-clip comm, a cheap scav knockoff of the embedded ones megafirms issued to their private military forces, buzzed once as moisture hit it. He shut it off with a thumb press. On the rooftop, the wind was picking up. Trash skittered along the gravel in soft arcs, like it had its own rhythm. Miraj stood near the rusted barrier, 1 foot braced against a broken vent pipe, holding a battered datapad with both hands.
So let's see. Is it a job offer?
More like an escape hatch. Voltec needs city runners, short contracts, high pay. They want people who know the ground. You've got skills, babe. You qualify.
So that's it? I can strive to be a delivery boy for the Fusion Cowboys?
It's better than dying in a Darkward trench.
He didn't answer. The skyline stretched out ahead of them, smog rolling in slow layers. Somewhere, far off, a warning siren glitched, stuck mid-wail. The wind carried the scent of something chemical, faint but present. Her datapad's cracked speaker hissed once, trying to sync with a Voltec relay, then fell silent again. That was when it came. A low, droning hum that vibrated through the air. A single black-eye repo drone floated over the district, A 5-meter-wide sphere with jointless stabilizers fanning out like thin metallic ribs. Its central lens pulsed faint light like a watching eye. No searchlights, no warning tones, just a smooth gliding motion that felt more alive than engineered. It scanned in a slow, patient arc. One level down, a scavvy in a rust-dented van-shaped reclav tried to stay motionless. The entire district seemed to hold its breath. Too late. The drone pinged. Its lens flashed red. A signal pulse rippled through the air. Sid felt the hairs on his arms shift. The motionless scavvy's reclav shut down on the spot, lights snapping off. Total lockout. Hard kill. No override. The scavvy inside shouted something muffled, kicking the door, but the drone didn't care. It drifted upward with slow, deliberate confidence. Sid watched it go. Something tightened in his stomach. Not fear so much as confirmation. The city was slipping, and it wasn't even pretending otherwise. He checked his wrist pad. Battery low. A lone notification blinked at him, stubborn and silent. No tone, no vibration. He didn't open it. Later that night, he climbed into the upper deck of his RV-shaped reclav, staring at the ceiling the way he always did. The thin metal overhead felt colder than usual. His comms crackled. A voice broke through, glitched and distorted, buried under static but unmistakably human. Male. Familiar. It hit him through both his reclav's dashcom and his ear unit at once.
Sid Severin, you owe more.
The line collapsed into static, then silence. Sid sat straight up, his pulse kicked hard. The air inside the RV suddenly felt thinner, like someone had siphoned half of it out. He replayed the audio. 5 words. That was all. A voice he hadn't heard since the collapse of Run 47. A voice that shouldn't be alive. His fingers hovered over the interface, but he didn't press anything. If Eterna got the message first, they'd scrub it. Or worse, they'd assign him to chase ghosts in deeper zones. Sid powered the screen off and sat there in the dark, listening to the soft mechanical groans of the reclav's tired frame against the wind. Outside, the city blinked and breathed like a thing alive. Inside, Sid whispered into the stillness.
What did we leave behind?